Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my F1 2017 MICK SCHUMACHER career mode. And today we are here for the penultimate race of the season for the Japanese Grand Prix. Now if you guys did miss the last one at Singapore, then do check that one out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen, because it was a very important episode and it has dramatic implications for this particular race. Now with this one, only one more race to go, which is Abu Dhabi after this one. Things are tight at the top. Mick Schumacher in the Sauber is a genuine title contender, and going into this race the pressure is really on. Him and Alonso are so close in the championship, and one mistake could prove to be absolutely costly. So the pressure's on, and straight away around Japan, Sauber, Mick Schumacher and Charles Leclerc all knew they were in for a bit of a tricky race, because it's a track that doesn't really suit the car that well. However, once they got into Friday practice, there was a lot more positive signs and encouraging signs than initially expected, and the Sauber actually came alive and worked very nicely around the circuit. Also, another surprise, the Porsche wasn't as good as people thought it would be, and it was nowhere near the fastest car on the track. So there's a lot of positives to take from this, and Sauber know that if they play their cards right, there's a very good opportunity and a very good chance to have a very good race on Sunday. In qualifying itself, Mick was actually very close all day long, really putting in some good laps, and ultimately on his main qualifying lap, he was on the cusp of 10th place all the time. The lap was going well, no mistakes, keeping it all together. And what really kept him in the race, I think also, there were some setup changes overnight that were made, where basically they run a lot less aero, so running 5.5 aero, and also a tweak of the ballast, putting it on level 7 instead of level 6. So basically there's a little bit more straight line speed in the Alfa Romeo car. Also though, with the ballast to the back, it still gives you that turning at the cost of potentially a bit of a happy rear end and some rear tyre wear, but it's a compromise you take. And Mick currently P10, good result, and then he locks up into the chicane. The first mistake of the lap, which just pushes him outside of the top 10 and down to P12 and up to the line. Is he going to recover a position? No, he's not. And that is where the session ends. Mick gets 12th place for the Japanese Grand Prix qualifying. Ultimately, that mistake just costing him a shot to get inside the top 10. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Like you saw, Mick had some pretty damn good pace and was on the cusp of those good positions. But as you can see, looking at the final results here in qualifying, Hamilton is on pole ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Mercedes front row lockout with Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen locking out the second row for Ferrari. Then we have Pierre Gasly in the first of the Red Bulls, with Fernando Alonso only P6 alongside him in the first of the Porsches. So like I mentioned, the Porsches weren't looking that quick, and Alonso could only manage P6. Then we have Max Verstappen in P7 and Esteban Ocon in P8. With Alonso and Verstappen actually saying identical times, and Alonso just getting to the line a fraction, like we're talking a millisecond before Verstappen to get ahead in terms of the qualifying position. And then we have Ocon in 8th, Stoffel Vandoorne in P9, and Daniel Ricciardo in P10, and all McLaren 5th row running out the top 10. Once again, McLaren struggling for pace a little bit here, and not as competitive as they have been in the last few races. The last couple they've really struggled for some pace, but overall there's the top 10. In terms of the rest of the field, 11th place Nico Hülkenberg in the first of the Renaults. Very good performance from him, just missing out on the top 10 once again last race, qualifying inside the top 10, so he's really going well at the moment. Mick Schumacher P12, as we know. Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen making it, and all Haas 7th row on the grid, ahead of Carlos Sainz and Pascal Wehrlein on the 7th row. Then we have Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez on row number 9, and Charles Leclerc again struggling for qualifying pace and just about beating the Jaguar, who, the Jaguars were struggling around here, but not as much as Lance Stroll, who starts at the back, and he's got Danny Kvyat alongside him, who starts just in front. But overall, that is a grid of 20 drivers for the penultimate race of Season 2 of the MICK SCHUMACHER career mode. And guys, it is now time for the race for the Japanese Grand Prix. Right then, let's get ready for the 5 red lights for the penultimate race of the season. Lights out and away we go at Suzuka, and it's not a great start on the mediums, really bogging down quite badly. Grosjean off to a great start in the Haas car into turn 1 for the first time. Sainz to my left, got to be careful here into turn 2 now, re-overtaking Grosjean, getting on the inside, but Grosjean holding on there around the outside of turn 3 though. We get it done, nice move, recovering and getting our original starting position back. We've got loads of sideways battles up ahead, as now eventually everyone goes into single file. I think a Ferrari is leading the way here so far. We are P12, I think the highest placed medium tyre on us for sure, so let's see what the pace is like on this tyre. I feel like the overall race pace is a bit more better than I expected, at least based off of qualifying as well. Qualifying pace was definitely better than we expected. Into the hairpin for the first time, probably going to go up the inside of Hülkenberg there, but wasn't feeling too confident on the brakes. Just have to pace ourselves this race. Realistically speaking, Alonso hasn't got great pace around here, which has been a big surprise. I thought the Porsche would have been a lot better. So we will have our chances to make the overtakes, and Alonso won't be scoring 25 points, which is good news. So let's play our cards right. We're running a little bit less aero, which is what I don't normally do. I've gone something a little bit different. And also I've put on a little bit of ballast on the rear, so we can have a little bit more straight line speed and attack people on the straights, like we're doing right now with Nico Hulkenberg, as we really pick up the slipstream here for 130R. Going to the outside, into the Casio triangle. Around the outside is a very late move on the brakes, keeping it around the outside line. Hulkenberg though, staying firm, holding his line, defending his position. We're going to switch to the inside aggressively here. We've got Grosjean sniffing behind us. And look at that, we're just starting to edge out ahead and drag in front of Hulkenberg. It's 3 wide with Grosjean on the outside line. We take the inside for turn 2. We're skidding, literally drifting the car. And Sainz has picked off 2 cars as well. He's made a sneaky overtake and getting past his teammate Ang Roman Grosjean. But we're now P11. Let's see if we've got any more race pace on these tyres. Up next is Daniel Ricciardo, who's not the McLaren not going great around here, struggling for some reason with the pace. And that's a couple of races now where they've been struggling on the back foot. So let's see if we have any pace to try and hold on to these guys. If we cannot lose contact with this Red Bull 2 McLaren train being led by Stoffel Van Dorn, then we could be in the money here. The longer we stay close to these front runners, the better, because also potential 2 stops, which I say potential, most likely 2 stops. The guys that started on the super softs that we're using qualifying, aka everyone that started in the top 10. So that's going to give us the opportunity to really gain some positions here. So let's get a head down and settle into this race. Okay, interesting. No one's really setting fastest laps of the Grand Prix on lap 3 already, so that super soft might be worrying out already. DRS is now enabled, but luckily we have enough pace to keep Sainz at bay and get enough traction to keep him behind. But right now we're keeping up here. This is very, very encouraging. Race pace looks good so far, and we can definitely go for the points here today, which is definitely a surprise. I thought we'd struggle to maybe scrape into the top 10, but it looks like we have got a good race car underneath us. And overall the race pace, unless the big boys start turning it up, or it looks like the entire field is actually pretty close for race pace here so far. Okay, we've got ourselves into Ricciardo's DRS, which is good news because Sainz is really getting close and putting the pressure on here. Luckily, thanks to the DRS, it's going to give us just enough, I think, to stay ahead of the Renault man who doesn't commit to a move. Verstappen was looking for an overtake on Van Dorn to turn 1 there, thought better of it, backed out of it, but definitely these 3 in front of us are being held up by Stoffel, who doesn't seem to have great pace at the moment, so P8 is on the cards so far. Right, Verstappen goes up the inside of Van Dorn at 130. We are gaining a massive amount on Ricciardo. McLaren seem to be really struggling here around this circuit. Getting very close to Daniel. We've definitely got a lot of overspeed on him, so we're just going to wait for the DRS. Maybe we can pass him into turn 1, and that's something I did not expect. But they just seem to have very little straight line speed, and overall they seem to be struggling as well for downforce. Here we go. DRS versus DRS. We are gaining on Ricciardo into turn 1. Oh, not quite. Ricciardo stands firm. We thought about it, but just we didn't have the grip or the stopping power on these mediums to really get that move with a lot of commitment. Verstappen's now gone, so I think we've got the pace to pass both of these McLarens here, and we can get ourselves into P9. That's definitely a realistic possibility, and you can still see the train of cars going up through the Dunlop curve, so this isn't over just yet. This is looking good so far. Oh, virtual safety car. Okay, something's happened. I don't know of anyone retiring, so I don't know what's happened there, but VSC deployed. We'll save a bit of fuel. We're looking good for now for fuel, but no real reason why it's been deployed. No one's retired from what I can tell, so it must have been a spinner or something. Okay, VSC ending here. We're just going to stick to the Delta. There we go. We've got it perfect. We've timed the Delta beautifully. We're going to get the DRS on Ricciardo. Ricciardo's got DRS on Van Dorn. They're both sitting ducks. We're going to go to the inside of Ricciardo. Can we get Van Dorn as well? Oh, not quite. We have to back out of that. Again, same reasons as before, but we timed that VSC relaunch absolutely beautifully, risking potentially a penalty, but you know, you've got to do that sometimes. We're now P10 though, inside the points. Let's try and get past Stoffel as well, which I don't think will be too much harder, to be fair, especially because he's DRS-less, unlike Ricciardo. So, a little bit wide through there. That's not ideal. Let's keep it on the time, Macton. Come on, there we go. Oh, wow. Yellow flag, and everyone's getting bunched up here behind this car. We can't pass yellow flag conditions, but something's happened. But we cannot overtake. It's a lap car. It's Danny Kvyat in the Jaguar. That's the reason the VSC came out. He must have a puncture. But that's just brought everyone back together here. That is very weird, but I'm not complaining. It helps us. And look at this. Now we've got the momentum on Stoffel Van Dorn. In the McLaren, we're gaining into 130R on the inside. And we get it done. Beautiful. P9. all the gap that the big boys had on us has been completely neutralised. I can see Alonso there in P5 in touching distance. This is great news for us. We've got a couple of battles up ahead there. Alonso sniffing on the Ferrari and the Mercedes, who are going side by side. This is going to get very, very tasty. I think something could happen into turn 1 here. I've got a feeling there's a lot of side by side action. Look at that, it's extremely close. Everyone just battling it out here, but it looks like Alonso has actually got the move on Hamilton or Bottas, one of the two. He's now into P4 it seems, so Alonso getting the moves done as well. He must have been told on the radio that I'm coming and I'm making the moves here, but this is very intriguing, this race. I think Hamilton might have a problem here. He's going very slow, and Alonso and Vettel or Raikkonen, whoever it may be, are pulling away, and we are all bunching up here. Oh, I thought about it on Verstappen there, but I'm going to wait. I want to wait. I don't want to rush into moves. I want to play my cards right, because it seems weird to me that Lewis would have a problem, and I don't think he has. He's starting to pull away again now, so let's just try and follow these guys. That's the main thing. I want to keep my tyres in good condition and try and stick with the big boys. I don't have to beat Alonso, but if I can finish 7th, then that is a very good damage limitation going into the final race of the season. Okay, Lewis definitely must have a problem because Ocon's just got past. He's locked up again, so that does confirm it. And oh, Lewis and Verstappen or Gasly come in. We're going side by side with Max Verstappen here. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo just behind us. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 1. And look at the McLaren go. Around the outside. Oh my god. Okay, that was Randall, not Ricciardo, but we got it done anyway. That pit stop entry completely threw me and Verstappen off. But we're now P4 behind Esteban Ocon here. Alonso must have come in, so these laps are now very valuable to us, so we need to try and crack on with it in some clean air and try and set some good race pace. Also worth pointing out, everyone's coming to the pit lane. This is 1-stop, 2-stop territory. We need to see what tyre these guys go on, and Bottas has gone to another set of super softs. So my guess would be most people are going for a 2-stop strategy, so automatically we're going to come into play here with the 1-stop. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a 1-stop with mediums and supers. It's going to be a 1-stop with mediums and softs. I can't do like Singapore. The tyre is a little bit too marginal for my liking, especially around a track where there's so many high-speed corners and you depend on the tyre grip so much. So just to play it safe, we are going to run a soft tyre in the second stint instead of a super soft. So the pace won't be as dramatic in terms of difference to the AI as it was in Singapore. Oh, yellow flag behind. Someone's retired from the race. Pascal Wehrlein yet again in the Williams. That guy just does not stop retiring. His luck is absolutely terrible. Here's Bottas right behind me. He's not committing to a move into 130R. Probably a sensible decision because we'd both lose time. But Bottas is looking absolutely rapid on the 2-stop in the Mercedes. Let's see if we can just keep it nice and tidy through here. He's going to pass me comfortably on this home straight with DRS. I'm not going to fight him at all. I'll just let him go by. Although I'll say that our straight line speed is pretty good here. And Bottas isn't really gaining that much. I know he actually doesn't get me, so we must be okay for straight line speed around here. And that Mercedes is definitely not as fast as it once was when it comes to its overall engine power. So we hold on to first place for a little bit longer here. Oh, a little bit wide at the hairpin. I've just invited Bottas in there, but luckily he didn't go for the move. To be fair, at this point, I might even let him by. We're just losing time here trying to stay in front because I'm going to make a mistake if I keep pushing. So extremely wide through there again. Got to be careful. Track limits are very sensitive around this circuit. Here comes Bottas again. I'm going to try and go to the right and try and bear wide and let him through. There we go. I'm going to get out the throttle a bit and let him take the inside line, and I'll just follow him through. There we go. Alright, that was pretty efficient. I said I didn't lose much time. Now we can just let Bottas get on with his life and pump those lap times in on the fresh super softs, and we'll just try and follow him as much as we can, as we're going to come in on lap 14, so 2 more laps to go after this one. Okay, so now Bottas has a car problem. Really? I just let him through and now he's got that? Are you kidding me? Right then, time to re-overtake it seems. Bottas struggling, and he's going to start going backwards fairly soon here. Apparently now Bottas has a car problem. Can you believe it? I mean, look at Bottas now struggling. Madness. I'm going to stick behind him. I'm not going to go for 130. I'll wait for a little bit longer. Let's see what his braking is like. Okay, he's okay for braking, so we can definitely follow this for now. But this is not ideal for me because he's got a car problem apparently, but he's still pretty quick. So I'm not really sure what to do here. Let's have a look. We are gaining with DRS, so do I just commit? I think I'm just going to commit to the overtake at this point. It goes defensive, very defensive, but I'm still going to take him up the inside. That doesn't sound right, but never mind, we'll just gloss over that. Oh my god, the understeer is horrific. I'm running out of tyres here. I'm coming in next lap, so let's just hold on for a little bit longer here. Well then, into the Casio triangle. We're going to come in this lap. Wasn't too bad of a lap actually, matching my personal best. But here we go into the pit lane. We're going to go into a fresh set of the soft compound tyres. Oof, I thought I sped there for a second. Wow, okay, I could have sworn I sped, but we managed to get it so down somehow, so I'm not complaining. Absolutely perfect pit entry in that case. So into the pit box, like I mentioned, onto the soft compound tyres going to the end of the race. Then mediums wore out a little bit faster than I expected, so I'm a little bit concerned these might also go off a little bit earlier than I thought. And once you lose tyres here, you're in trouble. So let's see what happens. Maybe some tyre nursing might have to take place. But here comes Sainz to the left-hand side. We're just going to come up behind him, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate, losing a little bit of time. And we're going to have to get past some traffic here. But fresh softs, we should be able to get to work fairly quickly. Sainz, I'm guessing, has pretty second-hand super soft compound tyres now. So this should be a fairly straightforward pass. We are already gaining pretty much quite a lot through every single corner on Carlos here. So I think the hairpin is going to be the corner of choice. So let's just get ourselves through the Degners. Degner 2, get that apex on the power nice and early, beautiful. In the slipstream, through the kink, under braking, a little bit of a lock up, a little bit late on the brakes than I expected, but we get it done, first time of asking. And we're now 11th, just on the cusp of the points. But remember, we do have all those 2 stoppers yet to come in, so that's going to play into our hands later on. Right, we've got 3 laps of extra fuel to burn. Let's burn this all off, get the car nice and light. That way there'll be less tyre wear, so let's crack on with it. There's loads of battling up ahead as well, so we're going to really catch up to that group nice and quickly, hopefully. Right then, cars coming to the pit lane. The 2 stoppers are finally doing their last stops of the Grand Prix. 31.1, 1.8 up on my personal best. Very strong lap there as we jump all the way into P6. That's how much progress we've made on the one-stop strategy. And we've got these 2 guys, Verstappen and Van Dorn, who I'm guessing have to pit again, and they're battling for P4. So we're going to be at best in 4th place after all the pit stops are all said and done. However, we will have the disadvantage, I'm guessing, of tyres at the end. So we're probably going to have to fight our battles at the end of the race, I think. Oh no, oh no, big mistake, just got a wheel locked up and I missed the corner completely. It's cost me a couple of seconds. Luckily we didn't hit the wall, didn't lose an end plate or nothing, so we're very fortunate in that regard, but we've now fallen right back into the clutches of those who just came out on the fresh tyres. So we need to speed up and try and get away while they have that lap car in front of them. Okay, remaining cars are in the pit lane here. There's more cars than I thought. Surely we won't. Oh my god, we're in first. How has this even happened? We've got enough fuel to keep it rich for this lap and then we're going to have to go to the standard. But we are leading the Japanese Grand Prix. I can't even explain how that's happened. That did not cross my calculations one bit. I did not even consider the podium. Yet we're leading this race. Amazing. At the moment, Grosjean is doing me the favour of all favours. He is also on the one-stop strategy and he's P2, so it's worked out for both of us. But we're on the inverted tyre, so he's now on the mediums. Fresh mediums, but he's going to be on the back foot slightly. The only problem is, unlike the past races where we've had the advantage on tyre in the final stint, everyone is in the exact same tyre as me. Normally we would have been on the super and the AI would have been on the medium and we would have had pretty damn good pace. But I feel like once the AI get past Grosjean, it's going to be not too long until they catch up to the back of me, put it that way. Oh, just a bit of a lock up there. Tyres are now pretty much all on 30 to 35%. Tyre wear starting to kick in and I'm starting to lock up a little bit. Got to be careful with the tyres. Here comes Sebastian, he's gaining in the slipstream into 130R. He's not going to commit anyway. I put my car right in the middle of the track and he sort of couldn't make his mind up as to where to go. So we survive for now. Will we survive this pit straight with DRS? So that's the question. Keep it nice and tidy. Pick up the traction. There we go, that's not too bad. Got a little bit of fuel here to try and burn it up. Here comes Sebastian. We're going to go to the inside at turn 1. Leaving just about enough room. Hold on to the position here, keeping the inside line. This is going to have to be a big defensive job. I want this win because there's going to be a lot of points for us to take home. And going to the next race in Abu Dhabi is going to mean wonders for the championship. Oh, it's not the best exit. Rich mix, let's get it. Let's try and defend here. I'm going to force Vettel to the outside once again. Into turn 1. We hold on. Oh, back end just snapped on me there. We're starting to run really thin on the tyres, but we're holding on here. This is massive. Okay, Vettel's a bit closer this time. He might either go into 130 or we're going to go to the inside this time. Defend, he's a lot closer. I've got no rich mix to defend. I used up all of it on the last lap. Side by side for 130. We just squeeze him out and we hold on for now. Oh, bit of a lock up there, just got to be careful. Through the chicane, I'm just so struggling on tyres now compared to Vettel, who's got much fresher tyres. I've got no rich mix this time around. We're going to have to go with just standard. Sebastian to the outside. We're definitely falling behind a little bit more this time. Will he go and make it around the outside? No, he can't. We're holding on here. 2 laps to go. That's working for us, so we've just got to keep doing it. Okay, Sebastian's going to be really close this time. He's even closer than last time. We're going to hold on to the inside line, make him go wide. Oh, it's close. He's kept it in there this time. Side by side into the Casio triangle. On the outside, do we have the grip? Yes, we do. But we're going to be extremely compromised. We've got the DRS though, which is the main thing. So we're going to be able to stay ahead of Vettel going on to the last lap of the Grand Prix here at Japan. Let's bring this home. Come on. Wide. Oh, Vettel's put me off. Come on. Seb, mate, what have you done? Contact. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Grosjean just been taken out. We're locked on. I've got a 5-second penalty. What? Come on. Gravel. I've got no front wing here. There goes Gasly. Oh no. 5-second stop go. That's going to get added to my time. And look at all these cars behind me. I'm going to have no grip. Oh man. That's not even my fault. Sebastian just completely punting me off onto the gravel. Vettel's out through the chicane. Grosjean would have won that race. I feel bad. My car didn't ghost up to the line. It's P3. Where did we finish? P8. Oh no. So, looking at the final race results, Nico Hülkenberg has won the Japanese Grand Prix. Finally, he gets his first podium, and with that he gets a race win. Gasly P2, Magnussen third for Haas on the podium. The one-stoppers really prevailing here today. Alonso gets P4, which is not good for the championship. Ultimately, we would have come home in the podium, even with the incident. The 5-second penalty for me was absolute rubbish. Yeah, like we took Grosjean out, fair enough, but even then, I think Grosjean didn't really do too well to go around me, and I thought I would have ghosted. I thought I would have been ghost at that point in the race. You just want to get this car turned around. Ocon 5th, Bottas 6th ahead of Verstappen. Then we come home in 8th as Mick Schumacher ahead of Charles Leclerc scores points for the first time in a few races, and Lewis Hamilton P10. Raikkonen and Ricciardo missed out on the points. Overall though, in terms of the Drivers' Championship going into the last race of the season, Alonso leads. Okay, that's not too bad. He leads by 5 points. Hamilton is now mathematically out of it after finishing in P10. That was his big chance. If he'd won today, that would have been massive for him, but he didn't. Alonso leads. We are second, 5 points separate us going into Abu Dhabi. Hamilton third. Gasly overtakes Vettel for P4. And then Ocon overtakes Raikkonen for P8 there. And overall, very well deserved for Nico Hülkenberg. He's had that one coming for a long time. In terms of the constructors though, you can see Porsche lead the way once again. 10 points clear Mercedes, and Red Bull actually overtake our Sauber for P3, and Ferrari still remaining P5 there. So overall, there you go. That was the Japanese Grand Prix. A very straightforward and good race up until the last couple of corners. In my opinion, Vettel just put me off onto the gravel. I missed my apex because on the radio the engineer said I had a DRS failure, and basically I was distracted. But Vettel still didn't have to go up the inside that aggressively. He just put me onto the gravel, and then once you're on the gravel, yeah, it's pretty hard to save, to be honest. I'm surprised Vettel crashed out. I'll have to watch it back in the replays. But overall, enough rambling. There's your race results, and we'll move into the next one at Abu Dhabi, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also, do get subscribed if you are enjoying daily Formula 1 content. F1 2018 just around the corner. And also, do check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the finale very soon. Goodbye.